And I'm just super excited to sit down with Keelan Cole, wide receiver for your Las Vegas Raiders. And you and I were talking before we started rolling here, and someone in the building, and I won't say his name, told me, hey, when you sit down with Keelan, man, you got to be on point. He's funny, he's sharp, he's fast. So is he, without saying this individual's name, are you going to give him the business for kind of spilling the secret that you're a great entertainer?
Nope. I'm going to let it just come out naturally. I'm going to try to change it up, change up the flow, see if I can bump it up some more.
All right. I love it. First day of pads for your Las Vegas Raiders today. I imagine a day that everyone has kind of had circled on the calendar. I know us upstairs have. What is the biggest difference for you guys outside of the obvious things are more physical when the pads come on?
I mean, honestly, it's just you putting everything together, physical, mental, and that's part of the game. But when you ain't done it for so long, we technically haven't done anything since, January? So you never know, you know what I'm saying? So today, the first day, get the, hit another person. That's the more exciting for me. I'm sorry. I love the physical part of the game. So, but that's good. Just putting the mental and the physical together and knowing that you can do it, knowing where you are when the days comes. And so tomorrow would be a good day to build from that.
What's that first hit in camp feel?
Ooh, I love it.
Is it a good one?
It wakes you up every time. It don't matter how light or big it is. Like, I got hit big today, but it's I love it no matter what. Like, that's just something that you don't get on a normal day. That's some good contact right there. That's a wake up call for you.
Is it? I mean, you say you got hit big today, but is that kind of good to get you
No, it's
feel
great.
your body
It's
back
great.
into the?
It's great. I wish everybody could feel it in whatever way they needed to, other than getting smacked physically. But we got the pads on and stuff. It's good to feel that.
Probably like the best alarm clock too.
No, for
sure. You know what I mean? It's
For
like,
sure.
oh, here we go. It's time to go
here,
to work today.
We're here, right. I love it. I honestly love it. I can't even really explain it. It's just an adrenaline. It's just that first hit is the best one.
I'm with you there, man. And so let's go back just a little bit. Ultimately, this offseason, you end up in silver and black. I guess kind of what was your thought process going through that process of figuring out, hey, where do I want to play football?
It wasn't. I wasn't even thinking about it. Only thing you can do is put in your work before, and then not even hope. Just know that you did whatever you had to do, whatever you could do, every opportunity you get, that you gave your all 100%, executed, and you just got to let things come. I'm just glad that Mr. McDaniels just seen something in me to give me the chance to keep going and being black and silver.
We were talking too before I started rolling. You like the Heat though, right? You're a
Love
Heat guy, so getting adjusted to this
Love
99 plus, that's nothing for you. Huh?
I mean, it could have been worse. We could have made a team in Alaska, and I could have been playing in Alaska with the Wolves or something. I don't know.
You ever been to Alaska?
No. Don't
It's
play
on the list.
But I heard it's a great skies. I like culture and different adventures and stuff like that. But I'm gonna have to go to Alaska within the 2 weeks of warmth there.
And it's funny. I have been to Alaska, so I'm an inside cat, right? That's what I tell people. I don't do camping. I don't really do hiking. Like, I want to be inside, climate controlled. If I'm going on vacation, nice hotel, the whole deal, right? I don't need to be out in the wilderness. But I went to Alaska with my wife a couple years ago because she had a friend that was working up there. And I'll tell you what, man. Summer in Alaska, spring in Alaska.
I heard.
It's nice.
I heard.
It's nice.
I heard it's short. So
yeah, it's very short.
But that's the thing, though. I'm not really a crowdy person, so I know everybody's gonna be there at the same time. So I'm just gonna look from a distance and learn from you next time we talk, and I'll just ask you how it went.
And I will tell you though, the one thing that's the biggest trip though is that the sun doesn't go down. So it's like
I just seen the video and it was like 10 o'clock and it looked like it does like now. Right.
It looks like this. It's crazy too. So I did like a 5K up there. They call it a midnight 5K, right? And it's at midnight. Starts at midnight, stroke of midnight, and it's
daytime.
Right. It's the weirdest thing.
I love it. That's something that I want to experience though, but I don't think I'll ever make it up to Alaska.
Oh, never say. I mean, you were telling me before we started rolling, you've been to Europe, you've been to Oman, you've been to Germany.
I still got to go to California and some stuff
Hang on. You never been to California?
I've been in California.
But you never done like the vacay?
Nah, I mean Oakland, San Fran, but not really L.A. and any of that, San Diego, none of that. Like,
you got to go to San Diego.
I heard a lot of those places. Sure. This is as far as living more than a day that I've been west.
But you get used to it, right? You like the west.
I've been trying to. It's hard. Like, it's hard when you live in Florida.
That's true. It's not like you're hopping on. You're not hopping on a bike and driving out to California.
You're not exactly. Even in Kentucky, it's just we don't really. It's the West. We're almost. I don't know what Kentucky is. We're considered the South, but we're connected to every other region partner. So I don't know.
If you didn't go to Kentucky Wesleyan, which is where you went to school, where do you think you would have gone?
Pikeville.
I don't even know what Pikeville is.
Exactly. I think it's an NAI now or D3, one of them.
I mean, you had a pretty crazy journey, though, if you think about like, I know this is probably a conversation that you probably have when you're retired and, you have a chance to reflect back. But you ever thought about kind of just the impressive nature of going from the small school you did, ending up, in Jacksonville, you're in New York. And I mean, it's been probably quite a journey for you.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I'm a Raider now.
That's right.
So, I mean, that's one of the most historic teams. So it's definitely you definitely keep working your way up. So I'm just gonna keep working. I'm trying to be in black and silver until I can't.
Speaking of being a Raider, though, and the Raiders you had a chance to work with, I mean, you look at that wide receiver room, and it's such an interesting room to me this year, right? You got Devontae in there, you got Hunter, you got all these guys, and then there's like a handful of young guys coming up too. Like, I imagine it's got to be a nice kind of balance of like that veteran leadership, guys that are still on the ascent, and guys that are still just trying to kind of figure their way out in the NFL too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Devontae Adams, having him, like, that was somebody that I mentioned a few times coming into the league that I would be watching because of how he played his game and stuff like that with Allen Robinson and Keenan Allen. Like, those are the type of people that I mentioned within interviews back in the day when I was asked who you watched and stuff like that because of just the way they play and go about their stuff anyway. So that is good to have him on the team. And then Hunter, that was a new person that I learned coming over, and that's somebody that I want to learn from. Even Demarcus Robinson, he has a Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? So that's somebody that you can learn from even mentally, that's coming from somewhere that's done well, and even down the DJ, and you can learn from everybody in every aspect because everybody does something different, came from a different place.
And I imagine that's probably the beauty of the NFL in general, but really, kind of like I said, your position room, where you have guys coming from different places, guys that have different skill sets, guys that do different things really well, and you kind of build the room out. And in a perfect world, that's a really complete wide receiver that you guys have built.
Exactly. Like, I mean, it's just football comes in all types of different ways, and I've only obviously been on the west or the East Coast and the South Coast, I guess you want to say. So coming to the West and understanding different types of football and different offense, and it's good to get the whole complete put together of the football.
The wide receivers obviously can't do their thing unless the football's coming their way. I mean, what have your early impressions in camp been of Derek and really
that is not
quarter?
True.
Oh, how
we block.
That's true. That's true. I didn't want to say you guys are blocking, but to have the ball in the hands, right?
I mean, a touchdown is a touchdown.
That's true. Fair enough. But you look at that room in general, though. I mean, what are your impressions been of Derek and Jared and Nick and even Chase?
I mean, everybody's doing the most thing they can do for the team, and that's the thing that's different. It's like everybody is just doing their part. It's not really somebody trying to go out and do the most. Somebody's not trying to. Everybody's sticking together. Everybody's communicating. Everybody's doing what they need to do for each other. So that's the part that I've been seeing that pits out a lot within this team.
We were talking about your East Coast guy, Southeast guy, right? And I haven't gone this far west very often. And I know that we're in the day-to-day slog, the grind of training camp. But have you had a chance to, on the off day or whatever it is, enjoy a little of what Nevada brings to the table? Or is it just,
honestly, I probably won't until one of my teammates hit me and be like, hey, you trying to do this? And if I'm not asleep by then I probably won't. But I'm really a chill guy. I don't really like to get out, and definitely not during work time. But I'm sure one of these wins I'm gonna have to,
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like I haven't really thought about it. Vegas is here. It's always gonna be here. So like February through what?
July,
June. You know what I'm saying? It's all kinds of time to do that. Then now that I at least know how to drive around and get around, so when I come back out, I'll at least be able to do that. But for now, I haven't really thought about it. I don't really know any places. I couldn't tell you the top place to go to, like type thing. So
what's the downtime look like for you in camp? Because so much of camp is also trying to just kind of get through camp, right? Where it's time to grind, it's time to get better. But what do you do in the downtime?
There really isn't any downtime. Like, if you want to stay on top of your stuff, you got to stay on top of your stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and act like I know everything. So my downtime is trying to get above so that way I can eventually have downtime, So like during the season, if I'm still struggling with the little stuff that I'm still struggling with now during camp, like camp is one of them things where you just lock in, get done till September, get everything, all the knowledge and physicality you need, and then once the season comes, you should have a downtime on your off day on a Monday or something like that. So right now, I ain't really had a down day. I've just been trying to lock in and get everything together.
Dude, the fans are gonna love that answer. They're going to absolutely love that. Like, hey, man, this guy, in the limited downtime, right, in air quotes that he has, he's still getting better. And really, that's the mindset that this entire team has, I would imagine. Yeah. Of like, hey, I know that, like to your point, we have a limited amount of time in camp, and we really got to take advantage of every single second, every single rep, every single session in the cold tub, whatever.
And we started early, so yeah. You might as well take advantage of that. And, like, if you having downtime, then you're doing the same thing every other team was doing during the time. So I've really just been trying to lock in and get in this black and silver.
That's right. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you coming through. It was a lot of fun to get a chance to hang out with you earlier. Best of luck throughout the rest of camp, the regular season. Obviously, we'll be talking to you in between now and then, but appreciate you coming up, man. It was a lot of fun.
Appreciate you too, Eddie.
Eddie. Not Cedric, right?
Not Cedric.